matter if it's men or women, they're all different. They had different jobs, different careers, different periods. Some were divorced, some were never married. There's nothing in common with them. One person took 45 minutes before I had to tell them the common denominator was them. What I love about that reality is people say, well, I don't want to know that. Why not? That means you got full control back. Because here's the deal. If it's all about them, what are you going to do about it? How many of you have tried to fix someone? Oh, the rest of you aren't telling the truth. Come on. I'm not going to call you out and say who. Okay, how many of you have had someone try to fix you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. How'd that work out? Tell me the truth. Did that experience enhance the relationship? Did you get closer through that connection? No, but that's our strategy. We're going to fix people, or they're going to try and fix us, instead of fixing ourselves. So the second part of the story, the woman says this divine wisdom to me. I said, well, you know, I get that, and I think there's some truth in it, and there's a lot of cultural impediments to men being openly emotional and vulnerable. I tend to not follow that rule, as some of you know. I said, here's what I believe. What I've experienced is most men that I've met, for a lot of different reasons, whether it's an event or just a bunch of stories they accepted as true, are wounded. And they need to be healed, but they're not even aware of it. And they're trying to be in a healthy relationship in a wounded state. That's not going to work. And the woman looked at me and said, she paused for a few minutes and said, wow, that makes a lot of sense. Well, this is what I've been experiencing. 10 seconds later, she added this. But aren't women wounded too? I said, yeah. And there's the rub. I'm not great at math, but if two wounded people who are unhealthy come together, I don't think it's going to turn into magic. Unless they find a way to together do their own work. Not work for each other, do their own work. And if you take one healthy person and someone who's not done their work, is not even aware that they have work to do, not even aware that they've got something that needs to be healed, unhealthy plus healthy doesn't turn out positive either. So what I shared with them and what I share with you is we've got to start looking in the mirror and do our own work and stop burying all of that. The stuff that scares us the most, we've got to step right into. How are we going to have amazing relationships when we don't have the most important relationship in our life right? With me. I look in people's eyes every day, and I see people sometimes who are lost, and most everyone I see that is hurting in some way is longing for something. They're looking for something. And what I believe they're looking for is an intimate, authentic, connected relationship with themselves. They don't have it. They're lost from themselves. Many of us are lost from ourselves. I was. I didn't even know I was lost. I didn't know it. I've come to a realization the last couple of years as I've done my work. I used to think I was a good guy. Turns out I wasn't. Turns out I was a nice guy who a lot of people liked, who did a lot of good things to make himself feel better. But I was not a good guy. Now, I think I'm a pretty good guy. I have my moments, but I like the guy I see in the mirror. I like that person. And now, because of that, my relationships are accelerating at a pace I couldn't imagine as possible. Their personal relationships, their business relationships, every level of relationships. Someone said to me the other day, I have 4 friends. I have 4 really close friends that I say I love you to them. Well, that's awesome. But she said it like that was a big number. I said, that's great. How are we going to get to 12? Well, I don't know. That's going to take a lot. Really? It's just around the corner. It's just around the corner. It could be with a stranger. Why can't we have a relationship that we say that to our strangers? I don't know about you. Most of us grew up in a world where some element of teaching was around unconditional love. It doesn't say after 35 years I'll love you. It says I love you right now. Oh, but that's dangerous, Jeff. It's risky to put your heart out there because you could get hurt. I invite every one of you to start looking in the mirror. And that gets to the last story. And this just happened yesterday. But it happens almost every day of the week. Every interaction I have. I was meeting with someone, first time, and I know this happens it happens a lot. It's not unusual. We didn't talk about business. Somehow, we started talking about personal stuff. Go figure. And she started to open up to me, and she shared with me, halfway through the conversation, she said, you know, I'm a little baffled because she's new business, not where she wants it to be. She knows it's new. It's just not where she wants it to be yet. And I don't understand. I've always been successful. I'm very confident. I just can't figure out what the disconnect is. And I have this bad habit of asking people questions that come up. I just do. And here's the question I asked her. I said, you know, when you get up in the morning and you look in the mirror, do you see the person you just described, or do you see something else? Her next statement was, you're going to make me cry. I said, not the first time. But she went on to say, no, I don't. This is a facade. I am confident in my head, but she went on to tell me how her recent divorce, she said, it's really beat me up. And I look in the mirror and I don't see someone who believes they can do it. I see someone who's questioning all the time. And I said, thank you. And she said, thank you for what? And I said, now you know what to work on. That's it. But she wasn't aware of it. She was asleep. She wasn't in a coma, but she was asleep. Because who wants to acknowledge that you're not confident? But that's the truth we have to start telling to ourselves. We are magnificent spirits, every one of us. And too often we lose track of that. We disconnect from that. So what I want to invite each one of you to do right now with me is experience just for a moment the beauty of each one of you. I want you to all stand up. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to take one of your hands and put it on your chest in a place that fits perfectly. Because it's different for all of us. There's a place right there, it fits perfectly. And I want you to take a deep breath into this right now. Big, deep breath. And I want you to trust right now in this moment that who you are, this being that you are, is perfect. It was created to be perfect. It is perfect. It has always been perfect. Yes, we live in an imperfect world. Things don't work out. We have sadness. We have tragedy. We have grief. But we are still built to be perfect. We were built to be brilliant. The light that shines out of us is so big and bright. My future's so bright I need shades. Forget about it. It doesn't do it justice. What you're experiencing right now that you need to begin to trust, I invite you to trust, is that you are a brilliant spirit designed to live with joy and have extraordinary lives and extraordinary, intimate, authentic, connected relationships. That's what's supposed to be the truth. The only gap between that and where you are today is you. So open your eyes. My invitation, the next time you're sitting there saying, I don't know if I'm good enough, I don't know if I can make it, I don't know if I'm living the life I'm supposed to live, close your eyes, put your hand in that same spot, and breathe in to your own perfection. Thank you.